Next.
Exactly.
Dating apps, yep. Wait, which one is
10
this?
out of 10.
Is this zoomed out?
Smash. 10 out of
Smash or
10.
pass?
Wait.
Oh, she's like
Hard
Facebook
smash.
dating.
Hard smash.
What do you mean? But we need a. Okay, that's fine. Can you read this one, Alyssa? Just read your own profile.
Based, I value intellect and communication above all. I typically won't engage in small talk, but if you want to talk space travel, psychology, philosophy, etc., I'll probably bite. I have kids and I'm open to having more. My Insta is something like Clementine. Oh, and my love language is acts of service. So if you're lazy or don't have your life together, we won't vibe. And then I said, looking for a man in tech, green eyes, trust fund, 6+. And then I said, it's a TikTok reference, totally not serious, LOL.
Yeah,
Lol.
this song goes hard.
Yeah, it's just a funny reference.
Your love language is acts of service.
Yeah.
My confusion with the love languages is,
There's
does it mean
physical
what you want
Yeah.
or how you express?
Both.
It can be, but most of the time it's in reference to what you expect. Men tend to be physical touch or acts of service, or actually maybe men are more like physical touch and words of affirmation, I think.
Acts of service is where it's
And I
at.
just put that because the last guy that I interacted with was super lazy. And like, I take care of 2 toddlers alone, keep a spotless house, cook, work multiple jobs. So I'm very driven. I cannot carry I just feel like as a man, you're probably like a bum if you can sit there and watch someone that you claim to care about struggling and you're not naturally inclined to help, because I would never watch a man go through it and not, have the empathy to help him. Like, I would take it upon
You mean
myself.
like the vast majority of women?
What?
I'm not the vast majority of women, so I can't speak for them, but
So wait, so he wouldn't clean up after your toddlers?
yes. Yeah. No. Like, okay, like one day, my air conditioner, like I needed more Freon. I needed to charge my air conditioner in the car. And like, you're not useful to me as a man if I'm doing that and taking care of kids and cooking and cleaning. Like, that's something you should be doing, I feel. I support gender roles. I'm totally fine keeping a clean house, looking hot for you, bearing babies. I don't think every relationship should be like that, but I tend to prefer that, the more biblical type of thing. So like, if you don't have a job and you're not driven, you don't have any goals or aspirations, and you're just lazy and you just sit around and do nothing, that's not attractive to me.
He didn't have a job?
No, not really. I can't like disclose too much because then it'll be obvious who I'm talking about.
So didn't you choose him?
No. Once I realized that he was like that, I was like, this is not going to work out.
Okay.
Your example of why he was lazy is because you didn't recharge your AC with
Bucky
Freon?
Larson donated
He just
$70.
did nothing ever.
Purple hair girl, catching an STD is not appealing. Please stop being a strumpet. Question for the ladies: if a man is the provider in a marriage relationship, is he the prize?
Sure, we'll go around the table on this. Go ahead.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
I don't know. Yes.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah.
Assuming he's like good to you otherwise as well. Like, because you can be a provider and be a piece of shit, and then
Don't
I'm
be
still going to
holding
divorce
it
you.
over your head or anything, like, to do crazy stuff.
Is he
Yeah.
the prize? That's the question. I don't.
I think we could both be the prize, but
I mean, that's
Was there
just-
another tab on the dating one from her? Or is that the only thing? The whole lazy guy thing? Yeah.
and like you have like my main thing is that you have to be intellectually stimulating for me.
Wait, so what do you want in a guy?
I want someone who's intelligent, and like I don't expect anybody to take care of me,
Intelligent.
but I don't want to have to take
Did-
care of them either.
Okay.
But mostly I want someone who's like, I love to debate, and I like somebody to teach me things. And like I want who I'm around to be better than me so that
You
I can
wanna,
grow.
like debate
You
with
like
your
the
partner?
Yeah, it's exhausting.
I mean, not all the time, but yeah.
Yeah, that's fun stuff.
Oh, I
yeah.
hate that.
I just love to explore, not necessarily
it's friendly
debate, but I like
debate.
to explore intellectual
We know
topics
Ryan.
together.
Yeah.
Why?
Even if you don't have a disagreement, you can just
Hold
debate
on.
for fun.
Stop. Go ahead.
You said you don't like when people debate with you. I mean, we know. It's obvious. Just saying.
What?
Say
What?
the spicy thing that you were going to say.
What spicy thing?
I don't know, it seems really spicy.
Tech_Peach_Eater donated $69. 6 feet 1 inch in tech, 6 figures, skateboarder. I eat peaches on first date. And you are banging.
Oh my God. Well, I don't sleep with anybody on a first date, but get tested, and if we're
You've
vibing,
never,
then
have you ever
maybe.
had a one-night stand?
Yes, once.
Have you ever slept with somebody on a first date but continued seeing them?
Yes, but this is all prior to becoming a Christian too.
What denomination again?
I mean, I know y'all push for this. I mean, you could say Protestant, I guess, but
Yeah,
really, I just
non-denominational, okay.
read, like I interpret the Bible.
Wait,
I don't really
so
subscribe
are you
to-
waiting until marriage to have sex?
No.
Well, so why, hold on.
I'm not saying that I'm a perfect Christian and that I uphold all the
Well, no,
values.
but why, hold on. If the reason you no longer sleep with someone on the first date, the justification, the pretext is you citing to Christian values.
Sure, but if you look
Wouldn't
at
the
biblical
ultimate,
times,
hold on, wouldn't the ultimate manifestation of that be waiting until marriage?
Sure, but
So
if you look
why-
at the context of marriage within biblical times, they weren't like having a court officiate a wedding. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the church did. Is the church officiating your wedding?
I don't know. I wouldn't actually be opposed to waiting.
This is
but
why
I
you
just-
shouldn't debate. You're bad at it. So you go with a guy who's good, probably a lot worse at debate,
Whatever.
honestly.
Whatever. I try to uphold as many of them as I can, but I'm not going to be perfect at it. I don't think anybody can pretend to be.
Yeah, but perfection's not the point of Christianity or Christian ethics. If you're talking about Christian
true.
ethics, though, if you're trying to uphold not being promiscuous because you think that that's part of divine command, then just not sleeping with a guy on the first date really doesn't have anything to do with it. It's basically skirting the whole point of what that divine command is, isn't it?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, it's not the only reason I don't sleep with someone on the first date, but I do
Yeah.
try.
That's what you cited to.
I do try.
That's what
Yeah,
you
that's what
cited
you
to.
appealed to, though, was your Christian ethics.
Okay, fair.
Now it's like, okay, by the third date, then we'll sleep together. And it's like,
No, I
okay,
just
but that
I'm
kind of
not gonna
defeats the
just
whole
hook up
point
with
of the
people
ethical
randomly.
standard.
Once we're in a monogamous commitment.
Really?
I guess.
That's,
yeah.
How long
lately-
does that typically take?
I
Months?
mean, it can vary.
Months?
It can vary. Like,
You're really telling me that the last guy you had sex with, were you guys in a monogamous?
yeah, we agreed from the very beginning that if we sleep with other people, we're going to tell each other.
Big
and then we'll
Smoke
stop.
donated $69. Mommy milkers. Big mommy milkers. Big huge milkers. And huge big milkies.
Why are you covering up now?
So
They've
the
been out
last
the whole time.
question for you. The last guy that you had sex with, how quickly did you sleep with him?
I think like the second or third time. Yeah. But we talked for a while before.
Okay.
Like, he actually was asking me out
Committed
multiple times before I
relationship.
finally went out with him. Yeah. And we agreed, like, immediately. Like, I'm not going to sleep with you if you're sleeping with other people. If you decide to, that's fine. Just clue me in because I don't want to catch a fucking STD.
Yeah. Okay.
What actual Christian ethics do you adhere to?
I'm definitely very forgiving. I have forgiven my husband for a lot of things. I try not to, I don't feel like it's my place to judge anybody.
Yeah, but
I try to watch my
Christian
tongue.
ethics have nothing to do with not judging people.
Judge not that you may not be judged, or watch the.
That would just
pick
be a
the-
standardization,
Pick the
right?
log
So if
out of
you
your
were
eye
to-
before you point out
Yeah,
the speck in someone
but don't
else's.
you understand that that's a standardization? So that's actually giving a standard for which to judge.
Okay, yeah.
Saying,
no,
okay,
fair.
yeah, that's what it's doing, is giving a standard for which
But
to
it also
judge.
talks
And-
about you're not going to sit here and judge somebody for the shit that you're doing.
Yeah, why couldn't you?
Because it says worry about the log in your own eye before you try to point out the splinter in someone
Yeah,
else's,
but
or something to that
don't,
effect.
just so you understand, an appeal to hypocrisy, if you're going to argue something, one of the weakest forms of argumentation to say it's because it's actually fallacious. It's called an appeal to hypocrisy. So just pointing out, well, let's assume for a second that a serial killer told you that it's bad to kill people. He would still be right, but he would be a hypocrite, right? So the thing is when you're structuring arguments, you don't want to think about what could or could not be hypocritical from the person's angle. When you're talking about judgment, though, you use judgment all the time. I mean, you have to. Just to get by in life, you have to use judgment
Sure.
constantly.
Yeah, I mean, to some degree.
So, yeah, to some
I'm not gonna
degree. So the
speak out
thing
on-
is like you judge people constantly. I mean, if you see somebody who looks sinister, you probably stay away from them.
Right.
or
But that's why I
there's any number of
specified
different
things
ways
that
you
I'm
judge
also
people.
doing. I'm not going to judge
What's that?
someone. I'm not going to judge someone for things that I'm also doing
Yeah, but I don't understand why that makes it better.
because it's
That's the thing I don't get. I don't understand how that is the perception of the Christian
That
ethic.
is l-
that if you're a sinner and you're judging other sinners, that somehow makes your sin less bad. That's what I don't get.
no, I don't think it makes your sin less bad. I'm just
Right. So then why is that part of this kind of ethical framework that you have of, but I don't judge because I'm doing the same thing? That doesn't seem like it's in the spirit of that
Handsome
ethic, does it?
donated $69. Almost a whatever first. All these lovely ladies without visible tattoos are piercings. You don't realize just how beautiful and amazing you look. The exception gets a pass from me.
Okay.
thanks.
Yeah. Not sure what that means.
He likes that you guys don't have tattoos, I guess. Okay.